Good evening. I'm having a DNF problem, and it's not that I'm having trouble DNFing anything, it's that I have like 6 soft DNFs that I'm determined to get to this weekend. For anyone who doesn't know, a DNF is a book you did not finish. It's a wonderful word that is both a noun and a verb. That book was a DNF. I DNF'd that book. I DNF pretty liberally. I have DNF things on the 3rd page. Big believer in the saying that life's too short to read bad books. Here's the thing, just like in life, just like with boiled eggs, there are hard DNFs and there are soft DNFs. And I love a hard DNF. That is a DNF that is permanent. That is a hard DNF. That is a book you're never going to touch again. You're going to delete the ebook. You're going to return that hold. You're going to resell your physical copy. You're never opening that book again. The soft DNF. That is my Achilles heel. I soft DNF too often and then they stay there. A soft DNF is just like an indefinite pause, right? And I realized that I have like 6 soft DNFs that have been there on that list in my soft DNFs for a while. So I decided to go through and check the activity history on all of those books. I actually need to get it together because here's the thing, I didn't even like soft DNF because I wasn't feeling the story. My problem for like all but one of these, for 5 out of the 6, is that I liked it too much and I don't know how to like things in a chill way. I'm not normal about the things that I like. I want to bite it. And so I felt myself getting overwhelmed because I really, really liked it, or I just did not want to say goodbye to it. So I just paused it, which is a really bad habit of mine. I need to break that habit in 2025. To this day, as much as I love The Cruel Prince and that trilogy, which I mean, I guess it's not like a trilogy anymore, but like there's that core trilogy and then it's been expanded ever since. I have not read the 3rd book in that trilogy. I've read the first 2 books in the Cruel Prince trilogy multiple times. I have never touched the 3rd book because I love Jude so much. I love Jude so much. And I never want to say goodbye. I know everything that happens in that book. I've read up on all the spoilers. I've seen all of the fan art for it. I know what happens in book 3. I have book 3. I've never opened book 3 and I fear it may stay like that. I won't say that because maybe I'll get to it this year. No, I really like these books, so I stopped reading them. But no, I have a long weekend. I have a 3-day weekend that will hopefully get turned into a 4-day weekend. We'll see how the weather is in Houston and how my workplace feels about the weather in Houston on Tuesday. And I want to try and like clear my shelf of soft DNFs. I want to finish all these because these are all over halfway done. For some of these, I'm like 70% of the way in. I'm almost done with all of them. It does not take much effort and I need to get it together. 2 of these are library holds. So let's discuss my plan for the weekend because I don't really have plans for this weekend besides getting a micro SD card for my new camera. I have like a real camera now. I have a Osmo Pocket 3. She's a content creator or whatever. I did not want to trust getting the SD card for that online because so many people online have been like, I ordered mine online and it's fake, it doesn't work, I got a scam card. I will be going to Best Buy in person. And then once I get that card, I'm going to put it in the camera and then I'm going to play with the camera all weekend. And that's really my only plan. And I really hope this is a 4-day weekend. I don't want to go back to work. If you are one of my coworkers and you see this, first of all, no, you didn't. Second of all, it's not personal. Anyways, let's go through my list of 6 soft DNFs, how long they've been soft DNFs, and what my plan of action for these DNFs is this weekend. We're gonna go in order of the longest shelf life on my soft DNF shelf all the way up to the most recent, because when I checked these, I was like, the longest I've soft DNF'd is like a couple months. Tell me why Bride by Ali Hazelwood has been a soft DNF for 11 months. I could have sworn I like soft DNF'd that maybe 3 or 4 months ago. It's been a year. It has been a year and I don't know what my problem was. It's not that I even like disliked Bride. That's the one that I DNF'd, not because like I felt overwhelming love for. All the others I felt overwhelming love for. For Bride, like I was enjoying it. Like I was speeding through it. Like I inhaled the first half of it in like an hour or 2. And then I think what my problem was is that I was on a family trip. I think I was on vacation with my family. And so then like I was reading it in the car and then we got to our destination and then I had family time. So I put it down and then I just never got back to it. And I don't hate the book. I didn't love the book. I mean, I only read half of it, but I don't know. It's definitely not her best, but it was really addictive. So I feel like it'll be easy to finish that for sure this weekend. Finally, I might need to reread it actually since it's been a year. And also because Marinés wants to invite me on her podcast to talk about the book. And I know Marinés hated this book. This was in like her worst reads of 2024 list. And I just think it would be really funny if I ended up loving it. I don't know. I don't think I will. I can tell right off the bat from what I can remember that it's definitely nowhere near being her best. Love Theoretically is Allie Hazelwood's best, or best that I've read so far, because I've heard really, really good things about her new book, Deep End. So anyways, there's Bride by Allie Hazelwood, and then there's Little Rot by Akwege Mezi. I received this as an ARC and went feral because I love Akwege Mezi. I will always go feral for Akwege Mezi. Hello. And this was the first of many soft DNFs where I was like feeling very overwhelmed. I was feeling all of the feelings and I was like, I need a break. And then the break got extended, and then I just kept hopping onto the next book and hopping onto the next book after that. It's a really dark, really heavy book, which is like kind of standard for Akwege Mezi, but it was dark in a way that I wasn't expecting, and I was getting sucked in immediately, and I need to finish it. I'm determined to make this the year that I read everything Akwege Mezi has published, because I think I'm halfway through their list of works. And there's Archangel, which like was a book that I picked up at a book swap at BookNet Fest, which I will be going to again this year. Comment down below if you're gonna be at BookNet Fest 2025. I picked it up at a book swap, and it seems really, really interesting. It's like book one in a series, which is also part of why I DNF'd it, because I was like, I'm getting really invested in a multi-book series. I need to chill out for right now, because I just did not have the time. But it's really interesting. It's like sci-fi fantasy about angels. I love angels, but this was like a whole thing. Like there's layers to it, both good and bad, and I still have so many thoughts about it. That I soft DNF'd 7 months ago. Did I tell you when I DNF'd Little Rot? That was 8 months ago, if I didn't already say that. Then I did a pretty good job not doing any soft DNFs until 2 months ago when I soft DNF'd Celestial Monsters, because it's the sequel to Sunbury Trials, and I love Sunbury Trials. I love Aiden Thomas. I love Aiden Thomas's brain. I love Aiden Thomas's books and its writing and everything that Aiden Thomas has ever done. Similar to Bride, I immediately started inhaling like the first 60% of the book within a couple of hours. I could not put it down, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry because there's no other book after this, so I stopped. Then we get on to my 2 library holds that are sort of gonna be my like priority this weekend, because those have a deadline, those have a time limit, and there's nothing I hate more. Well, there's a lot of things I hate more, but there's nothing I hate more than reading, and then I lose my hold, and then I have to get back in a wait list. When I can't immediately renew my loan, I get really bitchy, just in my life in general. I can't cope with that. So I have Now Is Not the Time to Panic. Freaking loved that book. I was going feral. The worms in my brain over this book were taking up permanent residence, and I needed to relax. That one I started 2 months ago, and I kept being able to renew it, right? And then soft DNF'd it like a month ago, kept renewing it, and then saw the little notification that there's a wait list, that there's like 3 people waiting, so I need to get on that. And then last, the most recent one, The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. Oh my god, I have an unhealthy attachment that's actually not a problem. I don't see the issue with it. Not unhealthy, a perfectly healthy attachment to pirate women. God, I love pirate women, and I love this book. This book is fantastic. The audiobook is fantastic. It does this really cool thing. Okay, so the entire book is told as like an interview. Like Amina Al-Sarafi is like this legendary, almost folkloric pirate, and she's retired, and she's like retelling her final job that she just got blackmailed into doing, her one last job. And so it's like an interview, and then every once in a while the audiobook narrator will like move away from the microphone and like have a side conversation with the interviewer, and it's like oh my god, it's so good. And also the story is so good, and I love Amina's so good, and all of her pirate crew, she got the gang back together, she got all of these like retired pirates, her like former crew, and she's getting everybody back together, and they're on this last big mission, and everyone, oh my god, it is phenomenal. And I soft DNF this like 2 weeks ago, and I renewed it, and then I checked back in, and the wait list got crazy long out of nowhere. I think there's like an influx of book reviews or something in my local area, and like I don't know what's going on. I need the people of Houston to relax and stop liking the same things I like. And those are my books. I can for sure finish Amina Al-Sarafi, because like in the worst case scenario that I don't finish it, that's the worst waiting list compared to Now Is Not the Time to Panic. But I for sure, like, I can get through these are both on audiobook. I'm gonna plug in a game, and I'm gonna go crazy, or I'm gonna paint. Oh my god, I have gotten back into painting, which is a really big deal for me. I have a fine arts degree. I went to art school. I've been drawing and painting my whole life, and after graduation I got so burnt out, I just stopped making art for like 2 years. Like every once in a while I would, and I would like take a job, but like It's been so long since I've enjoyed making art, since I've been like, oh, I need to get my sketchbook, and started painting and been excited to just make paintings and been happy with the paintings that I make. Like, it's been so long, and I feel like I'm getting back to my old self, because that was literally that I would draw and paint something every single day since elementary school, and this was like my first love. And it wasn't that I fell out of it, it was just like senior year just took so much out of me. And when you're forced to be creative on a deadline and like new and experimental ways constantly, and like constantly thinking about your growth as an artist, it was really beneficial to me in art school. But then I didn't realize like the toll it had taken on me until I graduated and I didn't have a deadline anymore. And I was just sitting there and I was like, hello? But recently I've been painting again. I got a new sketchbook, and this time buying a new sketchbook worked. It doesn't normally work, but I bought a new sketchbook and I'm really, really enjoying it. I've only filled up the first couple pages, but I'm filling up pages and I'm like really excited to do it. And I'm really happy with the paintings and how they're coming out. And that is my plan. And I think I'm going to make my first long mega YouTube video. I mean, I guess I technically have like those 2-hour long videos, but those are compilations of my TikToks. I think this will be like my first long YouTube video. I got my eyebrows set for the first time in a few weeks, so I feel like my face is my face again. I'm in the parking lot of a Best Buy, which I'm just not realizing is the parking lot of a Barnes & Noble, which I might pop into. I have Barnes & Noble gift cards, and I'm feeling really, really sad about TikTok, because every time I log in there, it is nostalgia central up in there. It's everyone saying their goodbyes. It is creators that I remember from 2020 reposting their old content or recreating their old content. And everything and everybody is just really, really sad. So let me get this Best Buy freaking SD card and spending some gift card money. I think I found the table that used to be the book talk section. R.I.P. to a real one. Oh my God, I'm gonna be one of those content creators with the tiny microphone like this. Dreams really do come true. And then there is a, whatchamacallit, a tripod attachment. Okay, let me actually close these blinds. God, there's just like a little robot following me around. It's like a baby. It's just a baby. That's so freaky. I kind of like that though. Hey! I have literally been making content for 5 years on my phone. And this is my first like camera. And this is super fancy. I'm 80% of the way finished with Amina Al Sarafi. I was listening to it in the car while I was running all of these errands and then going back to correct the messed up errands, and it's getting really good. I mean, it's been good this entire time, but now it's getting really, really good, and the stakes are getting even higher. Oh, let me show you what I got from Barnes & Noble. Girl, I see you. I got The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. There are two creators whose opinions I trust when it comes to book recommendations, and that's Zoran and Sarah. They love John Gwynne, and I really like these covers, and I like dragons, and I like... yeah, I'm a really big fan of stories about obsessive women. And in this one, our main character is obsessed with her current boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. A few sections of the synopsis and the back summary reminded me a little bit of Big Swiss, and I really enjoyed Big Swiss, and that was another story of an obsessive woman who crosses the line a little bit too much. Not a little bit too much, constantly. That is the entire plot of the story. It is her crossing the line. I got this one, Your Utopia by Bora Chung. It's a collection of short stories about a dystopian future. It seems really dark and interesting. Then I picked up this one, The Future of Another Timeline. This is about a woman who has dedicated her life to time travel. That begins in 1992 when she helps her friend hide her abusive ex-boyfriend's dead body. And I picked up this one on my way to the register, The Unmothers. It's a horror mystery that sounds really, really interesting. It's about a woman who's going to this really small town to investigate this mysterious, bizarre occurrence of a horse giving birth to a human baby, because she's like, there's no way. But then I guess there is a way. Well, this is so much fun. This little camera is so much fun. But anyways, I think I'm going to sketch. I really want to make a picture. I want to make a painting of Amina Al Sarafi. Like, I can't get her out of my head. I was watching a live stream with my friends on TikTok live, and I stopped being able to comment, and now it's just frozen. And I think it said because all the people on live were slowly getting messages about how the TikTok ban has gone into effect, and something about Trump, and all the international commenters are like, no, my Shayla. Damn. None of my activity refreshes. Nothing's loading. I don't have TikTok anymore.
Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned! Exclamation point. Like, that raggedy orange bitch didn't start this whole problem in the first place. This sucks.
It is 12:27 a.m. It's the middle of the night. TikTok is dead. I have finished The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. What the heck? It ended so much happier than I was expecting, and it sets up the rest of the trilogy so beautifully. I need books 2 and 3 now. So freaking good. That was so rich and lush and wonderful and whimsical and so action-packed. I'm so charmed by like nearly every single character we meet, including the majority of our antagonists. I finished my sketchbook painting, or like mostly. So much of the background is so empty. Here she is. I feel like I need to paint the background a solid color, but I'm not too sure what color that should be. I might do something with text. I have a lot of mixed feelings right now. Book Talk was kind of like my first real book community. I'm still so new to YouTube, and I never really connected with Bookstagram. Like, I go on Instagram all the time and I keep up with my friends on there, but I don't feel like a sense of community on Bookstagram. And it's so America. Children all over still have student lunch debt, but we get TikTok banned for the betterment of society. Okay. I've been in bed all day. It's Monday. Work got called off for Tuesday and Wednesday. I didn't do anything yesterday. I did not read yesterday. I woke up. I waited in bed until noon. I went to go watch a reality show that was like a bunch of celebrities doing challenges by special forces, and it was really stressful. People got their ribs broken. It was a whole thing. And then me, my mom, and my sister watched Love Island USA Season 6 for the rest of the day until midnight. I'm determined to finish Now Is Not the Time to Panic today, and that is my only plan for the day. I finished the book. I finished Now Is Not the Time to Panic. It's so good. I have very quickly become a really big fan of Kevin Wilson's writing. He writes these novels that are filled with so much heart and is able to slice through it so naturally and so comfortably with so much humor. And Now Is Not the Time to Panic is such a weird, quirky, odd story that explores like these two kids over the course of one summer making art and a lot of bad things happening and it being a cultural phenomenon. I get to do this. Yay! It's like a reward. That's my favorite part of finishing a library book on the Libby app. I can just press a little button and it throws flowers. That's so good. It's so good. It's only 6:40 and I really want to end the day with something more lighthearted. So I think I'm going to pick up Bride if I can find it. And then as soon as I'm done, message Marines and schedule when we can go on her podcast and talk about it. So I'm starting to understand why Marines hates this book, why she hates Bride. Oh, hey girl. And here's the thing, I don't hate it, right? I just don't love it. And what's getting me is that like it's so annoying because there are parts that I do love. There are parts where I'm thriving. The feeding scene, eats, pun fully intended. There's this really sweet comforting scene where Lo is in his giant wolf form and Misery is like not feeling well and he comforts her and it's so cute. And they just have like these really great moments of tension with each other. But I don't love the book overall. I love these moments, these crumbs, right? But I don't love the book. And what's getting me is that like it's majority this like mystery investigation plot on like both ends. Like Lo is doing his investigation, Misery is doing her investigation. They still haven't fully trusted each other, but they're getting there. And the main plot is so half-baked, it's so boring, it's just not very captivating, it's just not like all that interesting, it's not very engaging. And what's also kind of annoying is that like this is so Ali Hazelwood. Like I like Ali Hazelwood, she has some bangers, but when Ali Hazelwood likes something, you will never escape it. And there are parts of this that are like unfortunately so quintessential Ali Hazelwood. Like I deeply resent like how often she falls back on this trope of like hate to love, enemies to lovers, whatever variation of that. And it gets revealed to simply be quirky, hyper woman in STEM with her stoic male love interest who simply doesn't know how to emote, and that is interpreted as aggression or hatred, and it's actually just like a one-sided misunderstanding. Maybe he did voice how annoyed he was at her one time at the beginning, but then for the rest of the book you're just waiting for her to pick up the pieces. You're waiting for her to put the pieces together because that man doesn't know how to communicate. We'll see how this develops further because the actual romance is like progressing. I have about 100 pages left. Man, I don't know. A good evening. I just finished Bride. Ta-da! Not good. Not good, y'all. It has sweet moments, but it is overwhelmingly just like very blah. I often asked myself what anyone is even doing anymore. There's build up to like this really, really climactic fight scene that we just don't have. It's like we literally get characters jumping into battle, and then the next page is, that was crazy. Which was wild to me. That was genuinely very wild to me. And I'm ultimately left wondering, why did Ali Hazelwood feel the need to write this book? I give it a 2 out of 5 because once again, there are some like standout scenes in there. A sprinkling. I've also read a few chapters of Celestial Monsters. However, my long weekend has come to an end. It is Wednesday night. Me and all my coworkers got the message that we do unfortunately have work tomorrow, even though myself, all of us, and the rest of Houston insist that the ice will not melt in time for work on Thursday morning. But whatever, I have work tomorrow morning. So I started this weekend with a plan to finish 6 books, and I got through 3 of them, which is pretty good, but not good enough. How dare you not hold me accountable? You knew what the plan was, and you didn't remind me. You let me go off and spend full days watching reality television, full days watching my C-dramas. What's wrong with you? Does my soft DNF shelf mean nothing to you? I thought we were friends. Something that I learned was really, really helpful in like refocusing on reading. It was surprising. I feel like I should have found out about this sooner. There are whole videos on YouTube that are like hour to 2 hour long videos that are like read with me body doubling videos where it's just like a person reading their book and there's light jazz in the background. I finished reading Bride while listening to one that was like a full hour long with jazz and rain sounds. Delightful work. What a good video genre. But no, I'm excited to like keep reading. I feel like I've been really in and out of reading these past few weeks. I haven't been slumped. I don't know. I think I've just been all over the place with like work and the new year and with like all of these big social media changes. But no, this was fun. I don't think I've ever like vlogged, but I really enjoyed myself. So I think I want to do more of these in the future, like weekend reading vlogs and like updates and stuff. But yeah, as of right now, soft DNFs that are still in the soft DNF stage, Celestial Monsters, kind of. I have picked that back up, but it's not finished yet. And Little Rot and Archangel. Little Rot and Archangel I did not touch this whole weekend, but I feel closer to wanting to actually organically, naturally pick them up now. This is the problem with being a mood reader. I can't do TBRs. I cannot have a list of books that I need to get to because I don't. I go where the wind takes me, but I feel the wind pushing me back in the direction of Little Rot and Archangel, though this could be a lie. I could just like not for a few more months. But yeah, let me know if any of you thought this was actually interesting. If you want more videos like this in the future in general. I don't know. What are some soft DNFs on your soft DNF shelf that you know you need to get to but don't know when you will get to? When you get to what are some books you need to get to but you don't know when you'll get to them? What are your soft DNFs? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye.